Hey everyone, I'm LC Gamer, and welcome back to the ABC Murders. Now then, I need to check my current task and figure out what I need to do, which is talk to Miss Megan.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Okay.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
Good question. Let's, ask.
They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
I don't think so. Was he a jealous man?
You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask her to
I
cooperate.
am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser, or you for that matter.
Inform her that the case is complex. Ask why she is protecting Betty's fiancé. Well, if I talk to her more about the case, it will probably ease her mind more.
This case is much more complex than you think. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
Okay.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man.
Really?
It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day,
Well?
he'd commit murder.
Well, was he talking about the gentleman or her?
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Yes, much appreciated.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
Really?
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Yes, why not? What had Betty planned to do with her evening? Let's see. Betty had Probably planned to meet someone that evening. Betty used to go out a great deal. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. An unaccompanied guest came to the Ginger Cat and ordered a White Horse whiskey. The victim has marks on the neck. Okay. So let's go with this one. Okay. There we go. Did Betty know her assailant? Okay. Great. So, yes, Betty knew the assailant, but...
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh, man. What is Megan Bernard's behavior hiding? The victim was pretty. Betty was seeing other men as well as Donald. Megan kept looking at the photo of Donald and Betty. Megan loved her sister. Megan is now the sole heir. Is an intelligent woman. I think it's this one. Did Megan Bernard have a motive for killing her sister? Well, there's this, but I think it had to do with the fact she was jealous. Okay, shall we head out to the Ginger Cat?
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Well, we might. If I look around here... Oh, what do we have here?
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Obviously, we already knew that. What do we have here? Seaside.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Yeah, good to know, but... that wasn't as important as meeting Mr. Fraser. Alright. I could talk to, Fraser now.
I don't want this young man here. Be quick and do what you must.
Wow. A little harsh, aren't you?
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Aye.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at you.
This man looks suspicious.
He looks tired to me. clothes.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Well, he was probably,
Leave me
really
alone.
worried. Leave you alone, but I'm here to ask you questions.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
I wish I could.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Now then. Ask what would have happened if she'd listened to him. Ask if he saw Betty yesterday afternoon.
Did you visit Betty yesterday afternoon?
No, I haven't seen Betty for 2 days. I was at the office yesterday afternoon.
Can you prove that?
Of course. But why this question? Betty died yesterday evening, didn't she?
Yes. For the time being...
Betty was murdered during the night, but that does not prove that she did not meet a murderer earlier in the day.
So, am I a suspect?
Everybody close to Betty is a suspect, Mr. Fraser. I would be a very poor detective if I did not examine all possible eventualities. Do you know what Betty's plans were yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Well, let's tell him
Yet,
about...
Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
I hope.
No, I often take work home with me.
Oh no.
Therefore, you have no alibi, Mr. Fraser.
That's right. But that doesn't make me a murderer, Mr. Poirot.
No, it doesn't.
I would like you to leave now, please.
Could have gone a little better on that last
I
end,
knew I'd
but-
find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, is all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh, do you have to tell us that every time? Yes, you do. The two murders... Did Donald have a motive for Betty's murder? So about... Betty used to go out a great deal. The victim... The two murders were... Donald does not have an alibi. Check. Donald was very much in love with Betty. Okay. So, how about these two? Does Donald have an alibi? No alibi. Does Donald have a motive for all the murders? No. Two murders were but it doesn't add up. Okay. Thank you. Off I go. And now...
Fraser
Okay.
doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars.
Most likely.
Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Let's think here. The murderer had a walk on the beach with our victim.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Yes, but she had the key to hut number 6.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Now Betty needs to change.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat.
We need to advance.
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The
Otherwise
body
it'd be a struggle.
falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Doesn't quite fit, but it's close enough.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Yes. it's
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
good. So off we go back to London. Okay. So we have our second victim's crime scene looked at, and now time to head home.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
So you say. So you say. Oh.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
True.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Aye.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
Okay.
Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Yay. Wait. Get those points. There we go. What do we have here?
Daily Flicker. July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him.
Obviously.
Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight.
Okay.
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
There's not enough time.
It is not a good time.
What are you doing?
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry! We have to get to Churston before the murder!
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
Thank you.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
Yes, it would. Especially in this suitcase.
Voila! It only took a minute.
And there's very little in there.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's
Good
not
question.
what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Me too, but if you tell me to take a look at everything, I will. Now then,
It is not a good time.
not a good time. Does that mean... What do we have here?
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
Yay. Now can I do this? Okay, I have
Right,
to pick up the
let
envelope.
us compare this new letter with the second one.
I will.
Let us
Okay.
examine this more.
I don't need you to tell me to examine it more closely. The I's are the same. The A's are the same. W's. And the W's are the same.
Certain characters in the two...
I'm going to be skipping your text for the time being.
Yes.
Hercule,
Right, let us go...
because you're just repeating everything you said last time we did this.
That's right. The... I have to find some other...
This is one part of this game I do not care for much. Having to constantly repeat this.
Right, let us compare this...
Okay.
Of course,
The W's,
I have
the
to find
A's,
some...
and the I's are what I'm looking for.
Yes, this...
So,
Right, let...
if I can find them, good for me.
Yes. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Obviously.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Yeah, sure. Why does the murderer warn us so late? Okay. Wrong address. No, that's not right. Maybe that won't work.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay.
Really?
All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on,
Yeah.
Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
Or Sherlock Holmes.
Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
Don't rush me. I'm going.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir
no.
Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Okay. He's a doctor. Wait, all 3 victims had a common problem. Or something in their homes that linked them together. The first one had the throat medicine. The second one had throat medicine. And the third one is a doctor who specializes in throat medicine.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined
Yes.
his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
That's a good possibility. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look at this.
The body is just in front of a bush. One of the only bushes in the surrounding area. The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled.
Interesting.
This place is very calming.
Very, unique stone.
The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening.
Possible. Alright, let's take a look at the belongings.
Jap has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth.
Here we have his wallet.
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
A pocket watch. Bad you too.
An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Okay.
A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms.
Interesting. What do we have here?
It
key
is
is missing.
pointless.
Why is the key missing? You say it's pointless. I wonder what happened to that key.
Apart from the wound to the throat, the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises.
Okay. ABC. And it's been splashed with blood.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder.
That's surprising.
The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Sure. Why not? What was Sir Carmichael's position when he was killed? The zone sold by blood covers a conical shape area. Okay. There was a wound with clear outline. Body was found in front of the only bush in the surrounding area. Okay, let's go with these.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter.
Wow.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Next question. Did Sir Carmichael see his killer? Probably not. One wound. Trampled grass. And let's go with this one. Okay.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Yes, I have.
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
It was very planned.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
Theft could be the motive. Nope.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Okay. And with that, we will head up to the house. Or at least away from this area.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer.
Okay.
Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle.
No.
I find it hard to digest. It is not the right time.
Okay.
There is something elegant about her.
Dragon. Makeup.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Please
Interesting.
excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
Okay. And now to talk to you.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him.
I find it odd that I can't.
My
examine
brother's
him.
wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Okay. I'll be understanding.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30. and that he always followed the same path.
Okay. We know that Franklin is a suspect. Ask if the villagers know.
And did people of the village know Sir Carmichael's habits?
I don't know. It's possible.
What were you doing last night?
After dinner, I went to my bedroom. At 11 in the evening, the telephone rang. It was the police. I went to look for my brother.
What's the point in asking about the book?
Was it a dark night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
Okay.
Miss Clark.
Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Alright. You do that.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
Simple task. Now then, let's take a look around.
Compass, point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC, purchased in Hong Kong 1935.
Cool. And this?
Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map.
That's weird.
There are some very valuable objects here.
That's just weird. Oh, the map's upside down. Okay. Creepy mask.
Comside's private collection. Purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection. A tiger.
A tiger.
A crane?
Okay.
It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic.
Sure.
A dragon.
Now then, what's this?
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
Yeah.
A turtle.
did. A turtle. Maybe that's not a crane, but a phoenix. Anything over here?
Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum.
Good to know.
It's locked.
Okay. I guess we'll get to do something with that later. Let's see.
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Cool. So, black, yellow, red, blue. Alright, so let's
Turtle,
interact.
the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Yeah, you have. There we go. Come on. There. That's one down. I'm using this information from the table. Come on. There. One more. Voila. Did it open?
It is blocked.
Nope. Okay. So... Oh, I see what happened. It's messing with me. Okay. Black, blue, red. This should be easy.
Position of each motif resembles that of those on the table. I think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard?
And everything got dislodged in the process.
This is interesting.
So,
These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here.
what do we have here?
And a
Information.
slogan. MD Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD Comsite Churton, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year.
Ooh.
Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Ouch. That's a bad diagnosis.
Here's Miss Grey.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you
Okay.
want to ask me a few questions.
Yes, yes, I do.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
And while you're doing that, let's take another look at you.
She appears to be very flustered.
She looks a little bit like she's been crying.
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Okay.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colors.
Really?
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection. and choose his new acquisitions.
Let's go with this one.
And sometimes, he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Gift? What do you mean?
Well, your brooch.
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
Okay.
Why have you taken it off?
I don't understand, Mr. Poirot.
Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Cumside.
Okay.
What were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping.
Really?
I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
What is
Am
your
I right
relationship?
thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
Wow.
Mademoiselle, it is difficult to hide things from me. He kissed you earlier, did he not?
My goodness, with Sir Carmichael's death, I was feeling so awful, so worried. I was unable to resist.
I am not judging you, mademoiselle.
Okay.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offense. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Sure, go ahead.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Sure. Although, I think I hit a nerve with Lady Grey.
Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush.
Okay. Wait.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
Wait.
He then passes the bush and continues on his way to the house.
Oh. No, that's not what happened at all.
No, Sir Clark used to gaze at the sea. Let us think again.
Ugh. I was sure if I
Sir
had said
Clark
wait.
is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a
Speed up.
bush.
Speed up. Wait.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
Yes. Then he admires.
Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Attack from the right, attack from the left. If I attack from the left, I have to go around the bush. So, right.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass.
And he cuts the...
Then he
man's
throws
throat.
himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving.
Which was open.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Anyway. Why do you... What's wrong with your shirt?
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes, indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies, my throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Interesting information. Anyway. I think I will be, Come on, game. Speed up. Thank you.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Yes, indeed. But that will have to wait until the next video. So until then...
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Excuse me, Poirot. I'm trying to end my video. Anyway, as I was saying, so until then, see you guys.